What's up everybody? Welcome back to another video and welcome to build season 2024. So we got two builds we're going to try to record everything for, and this one behind me is a frame up YFZ build. You know how it goes. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it, if I'm going to sell it, decide after I test ride it. So this one, the clutch basket exploded. One of the only bikes that I've seen, not one of my bikes, just a bike I found off Facebook. Clutch basket exploded. The owner didn't really know what he was looking at. And of course the oil pump gear was completely shattered. And starting it up just to let people hear it run, on Facebook, hey, can you send me a video of it running real quick? He said he only let it run for 1 or 2 minutes, but you can see that inside the case is completely full of little tiny metal. There's some on the screen right there. The crank I've already thrown away. The crank was actually hot enough to get stuck inside the bearing. So it was hot enough to break our Tusk puller, and I've had that puller for like 5 or 6 years with no issues. So that cost me a puller, but that's all right. Shit happens. So this one, we're gonna go back with mostly B&R stuff. So we got their Moose Racing with their Wisco piston that uses the factory rings, 13-to-1 compression. We're gonna just do C12 on it. Of course, gaskets, bearings, main bearings, OEM crank. And then we're gonna do the B&R drop link. I don't think I've had one of the drop links before. I have had a LSR link, so I'm interested to try that one out versus like the Hauser full linkage that's around $350–400. So this is like a more of a budget option, like 100 and I think it's like 170 bucks, something like that. So looking forward to trying that one out. And here's our frame that Performance Powder Coating has completely done for us. High gloss black. Rocket Ron has already redone our B&R front springers. So 165 B class is what I told him. So very interested in trying those out. I'm actually going to send our current race bike shocks off this week and have him redo them also. The crossovers were pretty worn for the previous owner. So he went ahead and did these solid crossovers. So that's kind of interesting. Can't wait to try those out. And I told him on the rear, because I wasn't going full Hauser, is there anything else we can do to kind of like soften it up? And he said, hey, let's throw a dual rate on there, even though the weight, usually we don't. But I'm interested in try this also, because this is the only factory dual rate shock that I've had for race YFZ. And you can see high gloss black. And then our accent, we're gonna hide some gold parts, kind of this level all the way down the build. So you'll have to kind of look for them. Some of them might be a little bit obvious, but some of them we kind of tucked way away. So it's gonna be black, gold, and red are the accent colors. So got a pretty nasty graphics kit planned for it. Our guy is working on it now. We've been at it for about 2 days. Just deleting, shifting, you know how I do it. So everything's got to be almost perfect. And then that's the YFZ. And then our next project, y'all know we went to Little Sahara for the 250R race event. And that one, we had so much fun. I think we're hooked now. So the YFZ, it did good. I mean, the Recluse did take a little bit of a beating. There was definitely some metallic going on in the oil. But just whenever you get on top of the dune, you crest the dune, and it's like, all right, we're gonna wheelie down this dune, and the YFZ would just kind of ring out, and sometimes the front end would come up, sometimes it wouldn't. That could just be suspension because it's tuned so soft. But I'm pretty sure a full bolt-on Raptor with a cam is not gonna run out of torque. So decided to go ahead and build a Raptor. Got one box of parts on the floor. Still waiting on a couple things. Fast Flex, I can't thank y'all enough. They're helping us out on this build also, and all the other companies that we usually go with. So we're gonna spread them out on the floor, kind of take a look at the Raptor, and that'll kind of be the rest of this video. The Raptor, we've had a couple full bolt-on Raptors, full exhaust, FCI intake, and a power commander. and the only thing I can describe them is they're pretty rowdy. So that's with the factory suspension. I've never had a full bolt-on Raptor, never rode a full bolt-on Raptor, never had a full suspension Raptor. So this will be my first one. So I'm pretty interested to see what happens whenever you widen one, give it all the power as far as full bolt-ons, and then try to get the stability where it needs to be. So we got the Hauser 2.25 plus front end. So this will be long travel, and we're going to go ahead and do the YFZ 450R shocks. Rocket Ron has built these, 165 pounds, B-class rider. He did the rear also, and you can tell how tiny that top spring is. So I'm looking forward to finally being able to compress the Raptor suspension. So being kind of on the lighter side, the Raptor, you know, you can swing it around and stuff, but it's always been a little bit stiff to me, especially if you're going to push it hard. So that is our front suspension. For the rear, we're just going to do the Hess Link. Also, Rocket Ron has these. Make sure to check with him. So this one's going to lower the rear end for us and also help with suspension travel. We got a Power Commander 5. Cuervo Racing, I got to give a shout out to them. So we're doing this build for the 250R takeover event in February. So a little bit of time, you know, 2-3 months to get it together. But if it wouldn't have been for their videos, we probably would have missed a bunch of steps. So you got to give credit where it's due. You know, one-stop shop, all the YouTube videos you could ask for, all the results you could ask for. So he said Power Commander 6, but I got this Power Commander 5 for free. So he said, hey, you know, it is what it is. I would run it if I got it for free also. So we're going to do Power Commander 5 and Cuervo Racing's 2. And then we got stainless steel front lines for our A-arms, so these are extended. And then it came with a rear line also. So I've never done the rear line on a Raptor, so hopefully that one fits good. Those are streamlined. We have a precision steering dampener for the front, help us out with all those hard impacts. We did our research, so with the cams, we're just going to go ahead and just do stage 3. It shows upwards of 6 horsepower gains after 6,000 RPM. So about 2,000 RPMs, it gets you actual usable power up top. So this is going to wake us up. Of course, all of our supporting Hauser bolts, nuts, all that good stuff. We searched around. We were going to go with a factory 43 front bumper, but I kept on aiming back at the Pro Armor. So it's hard to beat the look of the Pro Armor. I forgot what they call this one, but it's pretty popular. Usually I've seen that people powder coat the insert that goes in the middle. So they pop the logo out, powder coat just that. But I think we're going to do reverse. So we're going to powder coat the whole bumper a different color, as well as the brand new A-arms. I know, brand new powder coat. We're going to powder coat over it. But hey, it's custom, right? And then I actually picked up a 23 Raptor today, and he had this armadillo case saver, so pretty beefy. I've used armadillo stuff in the past, so we're gonna throw this on there. Hey, you can't beat free. And then for the clutch lever, I really like my ASVs on pretty much every build that I do. But watching Cuervo Racing, seeing how easy it is to burn up the clutch in the Raptors, especially Raptor with power, which is what we're kind of going for. I wanted to go ahead and just use his clutch lever for now. So the rake isn't near as much, brings the lever a little bit closer to you, but still has the motion you need or the travel you need to make sure the clutch is fully disengaging. I don't think we're going to tear the clutch apart and do all fiber mod just yet, because it is a 2022 Raptor with probably less than 10 hours on it. Everybody knows the Raptor 24 or whatever, I think it's like 21 millimeter drain bolt on the engine. If that thing's not perfectly lined up, even with the skid plate being there, it's kind of hard to get the ratchet in there. I've been using an impact socket because I don't have a regular 21 that goes up to that size. So if it hits anything on that skid plate and it happens to be crooked, you got one shot at it and you'll strip out your drain plug. So we're going to go ahead and swap it out for this 12 millimeter, and we're going to use the crush washer. like we do on all of our other bikes. So that's really cool part, only like 15 bucks. You know, Christmas is coming up, stocking stuffers for your favorite Raptor owner. That's a good one. These are just our bolts for our armadillo. So here we go again, Cuervo Racing, last minute kind of build. The Raptor, first thing I've noticed with every single one, whenever I sit on them, I don't even have boots on, and the peg surface area is super small. It's kind of narrow, so you can kind of lose your fitting pretty easy. The Alba Pro Peg Nerf bars, good choice. Good budget option. Factory 43, I believe, makes some that are also good. But as far as just pegs, with my trail bikes, I usually don't run the netting. I probably should, but for now, I've just been doing the pegs and the heel guards. So saw this on Cuervo's video. These are DS450. They don't sell these new anymore, I don't think. I checked Partzilla, I checked Rocky Mountain. They have a part number, but it's unavailable. And then I went to eBay thinking, hey, eBay has everything. There was only one set, and the guy had them for like $39 or best offer. I sent him an offer for like $35, and then realized, hey, this is the only set. So if I don't get this set, there's no telling whenever there's another set going to be available. So I went ahead and just $39 shirt and sent it through. And had a friend, we got them set up just like I want them, and then had a friend weld them about 6 places. And we're gonna send these off to powder coat, making them super sweet. And those pegs actually came off of Facebook. So I got the special edition heel guards, which are metal. And of course it came with these pegs. And then took the factory stuff off, sold it. Pretty much sold anything I didn't need. Sold the airbox, sold the stock exhaust, sold the wheels and tires. I had another Raptor come in with hypers, so it's getting a set of hypers, pretty much no cost to me besides the cost to rebuild them. So I'm looking forward to it. We like our Rossier exhaust on our YFZ 450. We weren't able to get a Rossier for this build. For sure we're going to use them in the future. But on this one, RP Race was actually one day out. So we went ahead and did the RP Race. This is a standard, so it's not a shorty, but full length RP Race. And then we have, always liked the carbon tip, the kind of teardrop design. And they were able to Cerakote it pretty much same day. So got it shipped right to us. They did send us both logos. I told him I wanted the red logo, and I think he thought I'd changed my mind, so he actually sent me both. So we have the chrome logo and the red logo. With this build, it's kind of blacked out. You can tell the shocks are blacked out. A-arms are going to be black. The front bumper and the upper A-arms are going to be probably color matched. Some kind of gray. I'm not sure metallic gray or what we're going to use yet. So with the exhaust, I need something to stick out. So Rocket Ron's logo sticks out with the red. So this is a sick logo, the chrome one. But we need something else to stick out just for, to make it blend in. So I'm actually going to do the red logo and rivet that on. So and yeah, I think that pipe is going to look pretty nasty on the Raptor build. We got our welded pegs. We're just going to slide them on there just for a test fit. I thought about powder coating this with the bolts in the peg, but I think there might be a little bit of flex going on, and I'd hate to powder coat them together and then the powder crack because we're trying to align it all together. So yeah, all the OEM parts are going on eBay. The A-arms, the tie rods, the OEM factory shocks, front and rear, probably even the dog bones because we're going to replace that with the Hess linkage. All the OEM parts, so the airbox, everything just goes straight to eBay, and we'll get rid of all of that. The ECU bracket on, we're going to put that on another bike. But we got our Fuel Customs intake. We're going to go with the paper filter with the outerwear. So that's probably what we'll start on. So we're going to go ahead and get our parts prepped for powder coat. Here we have our brand new Hauser extended upper A-arm. I'm hoping if we can be careful with these, we can salvage these. If not, I have replacements. But let's go ahead and get the seals out and get the needle bearings out. and the ball joints and all don't come installed. So the upper A-arms and the front bumper, I'm thinking either like a dark gray, maybe metallic gray, or even like the light gray with some kind of metallic in it. So I'm looking forward to getting down there to performance powder coating and see what color we can pick out, and then I will check back with y'all about a week and a half, and we'll start putting some parts on the Raptor.